Hi, so this is Seher and Meher's mom this side, and I'm supposed to talk a little about autism, neurodivergency. Uh, I am an autism mom. My younger one is on the spectrum and she's neurodivergent. And I think it has been such a long, stressful, joyful, adventurous journey, and nothing short of an adventure actually. That my girl is almost 12 now, and she's quite a handful. So, all that I would like to share about her with everyone else is she's such a beautiful human being, and it is such a privilege and such a joy to have her as a part of our family, to be her mom. Of course, it comes with its own challenges and it comes with its own, what should I say, not so desirable aspects. But nevertheless, it has been a beautiful, beautiful association, and it's been wonderful to be parenting a neurodivergent kid. All I want to say is there's a lot of stigma attached to autism and neurodivergence, and somebody who's an aberration to the normal, typical types in today's times and society. But I think as a family and as a parent, the best that we can do for our child is to be very, very unconditional and unjudgmental in approaching them and in providing them space to be able to thrive and to be able to be present with them, so that we can just facilitate their own journey and their own exclusive and unique selves, their own nurturing, so that they are able to uh, get all the nourishment and all the care and all the support that they need to be able to blossom into such wonderful human beings. Uh, of course, I would always also want to mention about the therapies, the role of various therapies that can be taken into account if you are a neurodivergent kid, and if you are a parent to an autistic kid, that early intervention is the key to be able to help them better with so many aspects of development. So it includes muscle tonality, taking care of the reflexes, and development of various cognitive abilities. Occupational therapy is really instrumental in helping the children with these. And my kid herself has been going to therapy for years together without a fail. There's also a thing attached to the therapies is it doesn't do any abracadabra, it doesn't do any magic overnight. It's a very, very seamless and slow process. But nevertheless, if you keep at it, it does show results. And they might not be apparent to your eyes at the very instance or in a short while, but they are very, very, very instrumental in bringing about so many positive changes in a neurodivergent kid. So, being neurodivergent essentially means neurodivergent, somebody who is not constructed in a typical fashion, who are divergent, who are different from the way a neurotypical kid's brain is wired. So what happens with neurodivergent kids is their brain is wired differently. It is wired in such a fashion that it picks up information differently. The information that a that a human being receives from various senses. So, the way they pick up information, the way they process information, and then the way they react to that information is different from that of a neurotypical being. That doesn't make them any less of a human being than anyone else. It is just different from the regular ways, and it could have its own challenges, of course. And they might need certain kind of a support around those challenges. Uh, their sensory needs could be different. Their psychological and emotional needs could be different from other kids. All I can say is the more we are accepting of their ways and of the fact that they are neurodivergent, the more space we are able to provide for their nurturing and for their thriving and for their developing into such wonderful human beings. Uh, Here, I think I would take the liberty of mentioning about the autism moms and the kind of care they need to take of their own selves to be able to provide for the kids' need. What typically happens with mothers of autistic kids is that they perpetually are exhausted and they fail to be present with the kid. Present in the sense not just being physically present, present in the sense their nervous system is that calm that they are able to provide space for the bigger emotions of the autistic kids whenever they might need such a support. Yeah. So the autism parents need to take care of their own emotional and neurological health uh, at the very at the very crucial level. It's very, very pivotal to the upbringing of the kid itself, because if the parent is regulated, if the parent is calm, and if the parent is patient in his own or in her own self, only then the parent can provide for that kind of a nurturing atmosphere where the kid could thrive. So, parents' own mental and emotional well being is extremely important to be able to bring up a kid who has special needs. There are kids who are on the spectrum and who have different degrees of need and support that they might require from the family, from the parents, from their immediate environment. And the concept of inclusivity is hence very crucial to the existence of coexistence of neurotypical kids and neurodivergent kids, because what happens is when they are given inclusivity, they are able to learn better, and of course they are able to um, get a good feeling about their own self, that they are doing maybe as good as anyone else, and they are right there. They are provided the similar kind of opportunities, they are provided the similar kind of upbringing and learning and so many other things, the similar kind of support system whereby they can grow up alongside the neurotypical typical kids, and who can provide them with that kind of a support system, and help them grow into their own full realize their own full potential. And there's so much that can be said and told and shared, because it has been such a long, wonderful journey full of ups and downs and tears and smiles and joys and sorrows, that I don't know, I could go on for hours together maybe. But all in all, that All I can say is that having a neurotypical kid in your family, I think, is nothing short of a boon and a blessing. Chatpati is the word that I use for my girl who's on the spectrum. She's so full of life, and she has all the colors that perhaps only a rainbow does. And it's a wonderful journey. It's a beautiful experience. It has taught me so much. It has helped me grow, learn in my own right as a human being. She's taught me a lot of patience. She's taught me a lot of acceptance. She's taught me a lot of love, that unconditional love that I have for her, irrespective. So there are these wonderful human beings to have around, and I think we should really help them and support them in their own ways, whatever they need from us, help them thrive in the world which is not so conducive at times, and which is not so supportive at times, and which could be really harsh at times. But I think their presence in this world and in our life reminds us that we could love somebody that unconditionally, and we could be that unjudgmental about somebody's ways, that it is almost like basking in the light of divinity around you and feeling so beautifully, wonderfully blessed when you have them. The kind of energy they have is unmatched, and it is so pure, and it is so true, and it is so naive at the same time. It is so beautiful and so wonderful. I have no words, for the kind of love that my little one has to offer to her family members and to the people around, whoever is associated with her. So she's this bundle of joy, mm, and a bundle of blessings, and a bundle of God's grace that has been showered upon us. It's been beautiful having her with us, and I think each day is more worthwhile because we have her in our life. Thank you so much.